Welcome to the Unitel Unified Communications Client Training. Today I'm going to show you how to log into the portal with your username and password and navigate the various functions of the Unified Communications Client. It is highly recommended that you use Chrome as your web browser, as we have found this to work the best. In your address bar, type in pbx.askunitel.com. This will bring you to the login screen. The login name and password will be provided to you by your system administrator. It's usually your extension number followed by @ and your domain name or your customer name. Enter your password and press login. Okay, this is the main screen or the home screen. And first I'd like to start off the top right here. This says your name and extension number. So I am John Doe, extension 100. I can log out from here immediately, or I can go to my profile. I could update my name if I needed to, change my time zone. Most of these things you really don't need to change, but I'm just showing you because it's here, and if you see it and wanted to know what it's for. You can announce in the audio directory your name, your recorded name that goes with your voicemail. You can be listed in the directory. So you could, if you uncheck this, you'll still be listed in the directory, but it'll just say 100. It won't say your name. You can change your area code. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but you can. The caller ID in 911 caller ID is for display purposes only. You cannot change that. This is a demo system, so that's why you see a bunch of zeros there. Your account security, you have an email address here. You can add more. This would be your email address. Again, demo system, so it's no reply. But if you had, say, a Gmail account and your work account or something like that, there's one of the functions of the system is it can send an email, your voicemail to your email. So if you had multiple emails, it would send that to all of them. Your password for the UC client is here. You can change it. You just have to know your current password. And also down the bottom, you can change your PIN of your voicemail. Minimum length of 4 characters. And your extension cannot be part of it. And that's it for there. Okay, we're back at the home screen. So this is some of the most common things you do show up in the home screen. So here's your new voicemail messages. I can go ahead and leave a message from my phone here. Hi, this is Peter with Unitel. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name and number after the message, I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
To dial another extension, press 1. To leave a voicemail, press 2, or simply stay on the line. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, this is Jane Doe calling to leave you a message. Thank you. All right. So now I'll have to refresh the screen because I just left it. And there it is. I can click play to listen to the message.
Hi, this is Jane Doe calling to leave you a message.
All right. I can actually press the hyperlink here and click to call. It's going to ask me what device I would like to use. And this is referring to the active phones here. You can actually have more than one active phone on an extension. So whether it's a mobile app or a second phone that you're using in your office, something like that. And you can select where you want to make this the default phone. But you can also enter some other number. It could be a cell number, anything, any number, and it will call out to that number. Once you pick it up, it will then dial this user. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to stick with the phone. Press call. It will ring my phone, extension 100, and then call extension 101. Okay? And to the right here, we can call to play. That'll call my phone. I answer it. Hi, this is Jane Doe. So it's going to play the message over my phone. And you may want to do that if you're using your computer speakers and you don't want everyone to hear it, but you're playing the message through here. It's quite an easy way to do it. You can forward the message to another user. This is extremely difficult. Type in the user and hit send. That's it. It's forwarded. You can download the message if you want to save it to your PC. You can save the message to the saved message queue, or you can delete it right from here, which will delete the message light from your phone and delete it off your phone as well. The answering rules we're going to go over in a little bit. If you had multiple rules, they would show up here. For instance, you could create a rule called like vacation or something like that, and just select it quite easily from here once the rules are all set up. All right, the recent call history is down here. So the last, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 calls you had. We can refresh it in case you made some more calls and you don't see them. And again, click the call, press the button, it dials, calls your phone, you pick it up, and it dials the other number. Very, very easy to use. Okay, the next tab over at the top shows me I have one new message from Jane. So it gives you a little bit more. That's just new messages there. This starts out as new, but you can go to your saved or your trashed messages. I'm not sure if I saved anything in trash. No, it's empty. So, oh, I'm sorry. No, that is in there from yesterday at 9:35. So we do have messages in there. Settings. Oh, and again, excuse me. You go back. You have the option to forward it from here, download it, or save it. So if you did trash it and you want to save it, you could go back there. In your new messages, it gives you the option to delete it, save, download, forward, or call to play. Under the settings, your voicemail settings, you can enable or disable your voicemail by clicking there. You can sort the voicemail inbox by the latest first. Announce the voicemail receive time, so it'll tell you what time the voicemail came in before it plays it. And you can announce the incoming caller ID, which some people don't like that because you have to listen to the whole, you got a call from 1617, that whole thing. So some people don't like that, but if you're out on the road, it's kind of nice to have, I guess. Operator forward. If somebody reaches your voicemail and presses 0, where does it go? It could be any other user in the system. Type in a name, type in a number. It is case sensitive. So if I were to type in a lowercase Jane, oh, it did work. Sometimes it's case sensitive. Take my word for it. If the lowercase doesn't work, put in uppercase, it will work. You can copy your messages to multiple extensions. Anytime you see the plus there, you can hit it and add more extensions. So if you're on vacation and you want coverage, you can type in someone's extension and all your messages will be copied to that extension. So then when you get back from vacation, you can still listen to them and make sure they were taken care of, for instance. All right. Your greetings. You can play your greeting.
Hi, this is Peter with Unitel.
All right. You can download it if you wanted to save it. You can manage it. So I actually have 2 greetings in here. I recorded a vacation greeting earlier. And you can download, edit any greeting you want. You can go back in and re-record it if you want to go over there. You can name it something if you want. Basic greeting, default greeting, whatever you want to call it. I typed it wrong, but you get the point. All right, and then those greetings will be in here, and you're going to go on vacation, and you can just bring that up and save it. Very simple. The recorded name?
Peter.
Now that really should have your whole name, not just Peter. It should have your last name as well. But make those changes. You can save them if you want or cancel it. You can go back to users. All right, and so the active phones, yeah, that's, if you had other active phones, they would show up here and you could click on them and activate those. Looks like by default, I have set up to screen my calls. So we'll see that in a minute. So that's the messaging, just showing you what you have there. Excuse me, we're on the home screen again. That's the messaging. All right, faxing, next tab over. Okay, the faxing works. You can send or receive faxes. If you send a fax, it's going to come up here. If you have a cover page, you might have a file with a cover page, or you can compose one yourself. Fax document, you got to choose a file to fax. and then add it. Caller ID outgoing, what you want the caller to see. This hasn't been set up, that's why you don't see anything there. And the phone number you want to fax to. Then click send. That's it. Super, super simple. Incoming faxes will also go to your email as well with a file attachment. All right, next one over is the contacts. So you have a filter over here. You can certainly search for a contact here. Click search. There's Jane. You can also, I can X out of there to get rid of that filter. You have other filters here, all, favorites, shared. Favorites would be anything with the gold star next to it. If you look, you can put a gold star next to anyone. So you have the different options for sorting people there, whoever you see here. You can add a contact. Say you wanted to add like someone's cell phone, you could add it here. That would only give you the ability, like John Smith I added earlier as a contact. So I can click and dial John Smith from here, but I will not see it on my phone. This is just through the UC client. And I can import users or export all my users as well. So that's my contacts. Answering roles. This is a very powerful thing. This is how you tell your phone to operate. So by default, you'll see you'll have the blue active thing here, and that'll appear to whatever answering role is active. So this is my current active answering role. And that's why we saw call screening on the other one, because my calls are being screened. What happens then is whoever calls you is prompted to record their name. Then when you pick up your phone after it rings, it says whatever they recorded wants to call you. Press 1 to take the call. Do not disturb will send all your calls directly to voicemail. Okay? And you don't have to do anything. By default, your phone's going to ring. It's going to go to voicemail no matter what. So you don't have to worry about any of this. In fact, I'd encourage you not to touch the default rule. Make a new rule. In making a new rule, what you should really do first is set up a time frame, and you'll see why in a minute. So I've already gone and set up a time frame earlier. If you click add time frame, well, I can show you. You can name it, and you select you want it always, certain days of the week, or a specific date range. So I had gone in and put in the week of March 30th in there, simulating a vacation. Put in the week, you save it. You can actually add other things here. So if you had another vacation, you could put in the second week of vacation if you wanted to. So this is just an example. So that's just the time frame it's set. It doesn't do anything until you tell it to do something. And that would be under the answering rules. So under my vacation that I've already set up here, and you can just add the rule. It's just going to bring you to the same type of screen. It's going to be blank. So I called it vacation. Once you name it, that's it. The only way to get rid of it is to delete it and recreate it. You can say whether you want it enabled or not. So you can disable it and not use it for a little while and not get rid of it, or you can get rid of it and recreate it. All the same things. You can make do not disturb or call screening. Say, during these dates or these times, I want to screen my calls. The sky's the limit. Very, very many options here. So here I said I'm just going to call forward always to my voicemail because I'm on vacation. But if you're active on the phone, what happens? Where do I go? When the phone is active, what happens? But it would ring your extension. I don't really see the need to use that, to be honest. But if you're busy on the phone, do you want it to go directly to your voicemail? You can click there, type in your extension, and it gives you a few different options. So, that's a different user, but the 100 is me. So I could say I want it to go directly to my voicemail. So it's going to come up with any matches that start with 100. If it's unanswered, what I want to have happen. And here's something that's really nice, when offline. Because if you lose power at your office and you're not in your office, or it's a snowstorm and the internet goes down, what have you, and your phone goes offline somehow, it will automatically ring here. So you could put in like a cell number or something like that. Say if I'm offline, I'm going to get rid of this, have it go to my cell. You could put in additional numbers. It says answer confirmation for off-net numbers. If I put in, say, a cell number here, that means it'll call me and I have to press a digit 1 to be able to answer the call. But I could put in other extensions on the system in here. In fact, we use that, this very thing for if you want multiple phones to ring, say if you have an automated attendant and press 1 for sales and you have 5 salesmen, it'll ring out to all the salespeople. All right. And you can set, that means simultaneously ring them all, or if you just want it to ring your extension, as soon as I shut that off, it's just going to ring extension 100. So if I wanted to ring these, I have to select that. I can ring all my phones all at once. That's it, and save your changes. So it's very powerful. You can do all sorts of things with this by time, by date, things like that. And you can go in and delete the rule if you're all done with it. And it's gone. All right, so you saw time frames. Music on hold. This is for your extension. You can add music, browse a file, upload it, and that's your music on hold. Settings, play introductory greeting. You're never going to use that. It can be used for other things, but I really don't think you'd use that on your own personal phone. Lastly, we have reporting. And this is all the calls that come to your phone. Has all the filters for it by date, by called number, dialed number, whether it's incoming, outbound, or missed calls. And as always, you can click the dial on there. You can add to your contacts if you like the person. There's no recording here. And then you can export all the call data to an Excel file or something like that. So that's it. Very, very easy to use and very powerful. If you have any other questions, you can always reach us at askunitel.com. Thank you for your time.